started. I am super excited about this call. I'm going to mute you guys just so we keep it on Zach. So I'm super excited to have Zach on this call and all of you guys. I know you probably heard about our team and heard a lot about a Beachbody, but it's kind of like your girl's doing your thing and how am I a part of this, right? So I met Kelsey and Zach on the Success Club trip on the cruise last year. Well, I knew Kelsey before, but we met through Beachbody, just kind of give you a background. So I did not know them before I started coaching, which is really cool. And so getting a free vacation to bring your spouse kind of changes everything. I kind of saw Zach change his mindset towards Beachbody on that trip. So I thought it would be a great opportunity for him to get on and kind of share. I know you guys gave me some questions that I think will be a good starting point, but Kelsey has been ranked in the top 200 of the entire company last year. She's super successful, and he has seen her go from brand new coach to quitting her job last year to now doing this full time. So I don't think he thought I was going to actually follow through and get him on a call, but I did, and they're some of my great friends, and I'm super excited for him to share from his point of view. And if you guys have any questions along the way, don't be bashful, throw them in the chat. This is purely for you guys to understand like how you can be a part of this and support your girl and making your dreams happen, all of you together. So take it away, Zach.
All right. Thank you for having me, Danielle. We know, like you said, had the conversation, didn't think it was going to be real, but it is real, so we'll go with it. So I guess we just get started. You just want me to roll through the questions? Just kind of down the line?
Yeah, maybe start just saying like what you thought about Kelsey starting this whole thing in the beginning. We have a mix of kind of new coaches and some coaches who have been here for a while, so that'd be good.
So from the beginning, it was like, I don't know if anybody knows her story, but she went behind her now coach's back to buy 21 Day Fix because, you know, you think it's a scam, whatnot. And then the coaching opportunity came after she got results with that and saw it was a real thing. The coaching opportunity happened. And like a lot of people, you see the money going out at the first and you're like, well, we can't really afford this. What are we kind of like getting ourselves into? And that kind of just transforms over time. I guess you start seeing the money coming in, but at the same time, it's not that much. And you kind of have to sit there and balance. Okay, are we doing this for the money? Are we doing this for happiness? What's your original goal in this? And just her whole outlook on, I guess, just what Beachbody stood for and what it meant, and like actually gave her something that she cared about and wanted to do, made me be like, okay, well, this is a shot. We'll give it a shot. Then year and a half down the line, it gets to the point where she wants to leave her full-time job, and that's a whole different ballgame than just even starting coaching. But really, it's just if they're happy with what they're doing, and there's going to be skepticism at first, obviously, but if you give it time and growth, and they are truly happy with what they're doing, then it makes everything else around you happy, and just it's a better outcome for everybody. Where do you want me going next? We got
whatever you want to start with.
All right. I guess we'll go off of that. What made me start believing in her and her Beachbody business, and what was the turning point and what changed? Like I said, kind of going off that, like most males in this, you're not a believer at first. You think it's some sort of scam and you're wasting money. It wasn't really until her first trip to her first summit, which would have been 2015, so a little over a year into it. Yeah, so she went to that, and I got a call from her when she was in whatever the shop is.
The Core.
The Core. I don't know if you guys have been, but say, hey, I'm about to spend $400 on clothes. I'm just like, what in the hell are you doing? so off that though, but when she came home from that, her whole mindset had changed and like things she was telling me, and she had a game plan, and that was the first time we actually sat down and like mapped this out. So that's when I started like kind of coming on board as like a business side of things. Um, push it 7 months later, we had the conversation. She's not happy in her full-time job, which was her career, what she wanted to do all through college. We had the conversation about, hey, I'm going to leave my full-time job and take Beachbody on full-time. That's a whole other shockwave coming at you. Financially, we were fine. It's not like we were bad financially at the time, but you take two incomes and turn it into one, you're kind of pushing things. So I made the goal with her. She quit in January, that by the end of March, if her Beachbody income was not equaling what her full-time income was, then she was going to have to go find a job again. That was our goal going into it. And from that point on, her mindset changed again to she's making that happen. She went on and her income matched that. Now it's grown past that. But those were kind of my two main turning points. And like Daniel said, for Beachbody as a whole, as a company, I guess those were my turning points for Kelsey as like a business owner and like what she believed in. But my turning point for Beachbody as a company and what the whole organization and everybody stands for and means to each other was the cruise. Like Daniel said, it was free. We were paid for our flights and everything else was on them. Like, how can you pass up something that you earn and it's free? You can't. We're about to go on another one in a month. Like, once a year, you can't beat it. But once I went to that, and that was my first like big time Beachbody event, and seeing just like everybody interact. And like Daniel said, you see people on the computer once, twice a week and whatever. But once you see them in person, it's kind of like you just pick up like a long lost friend, like you just pick up where you left off. And doing that and seeing the whole grand scheme of males there who obviously don't do the business like I do, and we're drinking the whole time, we're just having a vacation, they're doing their thing. But it's everybody's in it for the right reasons. Everybody's in it for the same thing. So it's really one big community. It's hard to say it so many times on a computer screen, but like once you actually live it and are in it, it kind of comes to fruition, and it really is true.
Hey, Zach, can you speak to what your involvement is in Kelsey's business?
So, like business-wise, it was when she quit her full-time job that I kind of took on like the numbers side of things and did like mapped her volume for her growth and income, and then we'd compare them just to like prove that we are growing and seeing the growth. When she went for 5-star elite and hit it the night before it was going final, we both sat here and counted down to make sure, double check that everybody was in place and it was actually going to go. Last night we sat down for 4 or 5 hours and did all of the receipts and everything for tax write-offs. So I'm more the numbers side and like help her with that and try to give my input on like how to project and how to kind of like see where you're standing compared to 6 months ago to a year ago. Eventually I'm going to get active in the coach office, right?
No. Oh yeah, I'm starting to teach him how to understand the coach online office.
Yeah, that's down the road. That's a whole different ballgame. But that, and more emotionally than anything hands-on though, which I feel like that's the biggest thing, because you're going to get killed left and right on social media. Going into that one, you're going to get killed left and right on social media. So they need some sort of backbone and somebody at home to give them the support they want.
Can you speak to like, do you do the workout programs with her? What is your involvement with Shakeology and social media, maybe?
Yeah, so
beginning, like speaking to a newer coach.
Yeah, I would. Workout wise, I'm doing Body Beast and kind of like making it my own. But I've done 21 Day Fix Extreme, T25, Quarter Force, Body Beast, P90X3.
Yeah, he's completed programs.
Yeah, I've done a lot of programs. at first it was like, I'm trying these out with you to like give you the support and like, all right, let's see like what kind of results we can get. And now it's the new one comes out, looks cool. Hey, I'll do it. If not, I'll just go back to Body Beast because that's the one that I always fall back to. Shakeology, I try to drink Shakeology on a daily basis. Doesn't always happen, but I would say probably 4 or 5 days out of the week I drink Shakeology probably.
When I make it for him.
Yeah.
Just put it that way.
It was all right. So my story, I work from home now, so it should be easier to drink Shakeology. But when I actually like went into an office, that was easier for me to drink Shakeology because I was just making the shaker, take it on the road with me, and that was good. But now that I'm at home, too many other options, and it's just. But I do it like 4 or 5 times a week. And then social media. No, I don't do social media. Kelsey does Facebook enough for both of us. I stick to Twitter and Instagram sometimes. That's about it. Do you want to go into how people on social media can be cruel and all that?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So when Kelsey showed me these questions last night, just to kind of like get my mindset on it, we just kind of like talked about different scenarios and stuff and like the negativity we've heard. And you're going to get negativity. So that's just already throw that out the window and don't let it affect you. When it comes from mutual friends and family, I don't say it does anymore as much as it did at first. When it first happens, they're going to think it's a pyramid scheme. They're going to think it's anything from A to Adam, whatever, A to Z, whatever. We tried fighting the battle at first and explaining it to them, but people really, and what I told Kelsey last night, which we really never said, but like they don't want to learn. They have their mindset that this is what it is, and you're doing some Ponzi scheme of some sort. They're whatever. So we've gotten to the point, we went to dinner with her uncle, 4 or 5 months ago. He came to town, and his exact words were to her, "Are you still doing those workout videos?" We're just like, yeah, just doing the workout videos. And he like tried comparing it to Amway and like things like it was just obscene. And then like we take it back to where he gets that stuff. It's like her mom doesn't technically support. I don't know if support's a word, but doesn't want to learn. Like when Kelsey hit elite, that's what she's shooting for the whole year. Her mom had no idea and they didn't support. When she went to LA for their conference 2 weeks ago, her mom asked her if you were working out the whole time or one of your workout conventions. So as a new coach, yeah, it's probably going to bother you, but really over time we've gotten to the point of we're happy with where we are. We're happy with what we're doing. Let them think whatever they want to think, because really you're not going to change their mind. I don't know. She doesn't have anybody personal family-wise even signed up on her team, like sisters, mom, dad, no. So you see it. Everybody's different. Families will support you inside. Like she has coaches whose families are like dad, mom, sisters are signed up. So it's really a dime a dozen, but you got to have the mindset of you're doing what you want to do. You believe in yourself. Don't let whatever negative things they want to say bother you.
You want to address mine?
Which one?
The privacy one?
Yeah. All right. So we can go into that from how do I handle all the social media posts from Kelsey, and goes into do I allow her to tag me in things and how do I still stay private? So at first the social media posts were like, I wasn't used to that. It like catches you off guard at first because like there's your wife, there's your fiance, there's your girlfriend, like in her sports bra and shorts, like with the long post about who knows what, and you're kind of like, what the hell are you doing? I don't. This isn't. I see what she does, but I don't pay attention to it just because I know what she's doing. I know what her game plan is. I don't need to sit there and read through the comments and have every creepo from here to who knows where saying something.
They're mostly women.
But at first you get well, she came from the TV industry. She was a news reporter. So she had a following at that time of creepy old dudes, like rural West Virginia, Knoxville, Tennessee, just like, and they would just make stupid comments, but not anymore so much. But I'm saying at the beginning, I just ignore it because, I mean, what are they? Keyboard trolls. They're not gonna. They are what they are. I mean, but now to where we are, I don't question anything she posts. I have complete 100% faith in her. She's not gonna sell our whole world to our whole life to the world. Sure, sometimes there are things that I kind of like ask her, why do you have to say that? But that doesn't happen hardly ever. I mean, I can only think of a couple instances. So really that doesn't bother me anymore. Do I allow her to tag me in things, and how do I stay private? She tags me in random things, not like, hey, I just did this workout with Autumn, blah, 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 and tags me. Or, hey, I just drank my Shakeology and tag. Like, I see people on my feed now that, like, from my hometown or from around my hometown that have, like, started beachbody the past year and a half. And, like, the husband or boyfriend will be getting tagged in the wife or girlfriend's post. Like, she'll be posting about, like, her new challenge group coming up, and he'll be tagged in it. I'm like, why the hell is he tagged in it? There's no point in that. I understand if you're trying to reach more people, but now you look desperate. So she tags me if we like go to dinner or like trips, things like that, but not
if he's in the picture.
If I'm in the picture, tagged. Yeah. And how do I stay private? Ever since, I don't know, after college, my Facebook has always been like, you see my profile picture and that's about it. So if we're not friends, you're not seeing anything. And really, I don't do anything on Facebook anyways. Like I said, she pretty much tells me if anything happens on Facebook. So really that's how I stay private, I guess. Where can we go with that?
I think you're already.
No, we didn't have that one. All right. My spouse works away from home 45 days a week, leaving me with the household chores, tending to the baby, and long commutes. How are some ways that you think he could support me from afar? So we did, once she quit her job and she worked from home, I still worked in the office for probably like 8 months of that. And then when we moved to Charlotte, I had the opportunity to work from home. So, like, I've been through all of that. You come home and the house is a wreck, and you're just like, you've been home all damn day, and you haven't done anything. Like, it looks worse than when I left this morning. So you have to learn to kind of meet in the middle about things. And this comes to, like, communication. You have to get to the point where you guys can communicate about pretty much everything. And, like, she tells you things that she needs to get done and like her schedule, and you tell her, okay, well, I'm not comfortable with coming home to the house and that, whatever it is.
Tough shit.
Yeah. And support, there's not really like one main thing for the support, but it's just like, as you guys all know, their calls are mostly in the night. So the nights are when it gets hectic. So it's just, when you get home from work, maybe you cook dinner twice a week. Maybe you do the dish, whatever, things like that, just to like give them some sort of support. So they see that, hey, I'm working towards my goal, and they're willing to help me reach that goal. Because that was our big thing was, I guess, once she quit her job and then even into some of our move, I told her that, hey, I'll sacrifice doing this extra stuff because I believe in the long run, if you put this much time in it now, in 2 years, you're not going to have to put this much time into it. And we'll be better off than where we were. So I view it as more of a short-term, long-term gain type thing. But it's really little things. It's just stupid texts about how you support them or how you think they're doing great with what they're doing. Just little things like that. There's not really one major thing that you can do. And then life obviously gets hectic, and we sometimes forget about the important alone time. How do you fit that in, and how do you spend that time? I think that's one that like everybody kind of gets trapped into. We were trapped into it for the longest time, and we didn't start until a couple months ago, where on Friday nights, we'll both turn off our phones and we go out and have dinner and get a couple of drinks and just you're away from everything because obviously their business is mostly on their phone. But just shut it off for 3, 4, 5 hours one night and just spend actual quality time, and your business will be there when you turn your phone back on. It's not going anywhere. But that's one of the main things. And like I said, we've learned that over doing this for almost 3 years now, and we're just now figuring that part out. So you got to find things like that to just spend time together without technology and without,
I'm letting him talk on this, but I do want to say that I think is one of the most important things about it is like the way that you would schedule in a power hour, you need to schedule in time with your spouse. That is so crucial because he will, and he didn't really mention this, but like they will start resenting the business because of that. Like the business is taking us away from them and it's our time together. So you have to, like in my calendar, my Google Calendar, it is like unplugged time, like shut it off. It literally says shut it off, turn it down, go have dinner with your husband, talk about your day. So continue. But I just want to throw that in there. It's important. It's very important.
And I'll go off that. My mindset's changed too, because at first it was, I'm not going to say it was nice, but her calls were in the evening. So we'd have dinner and then I'd play video games for 2 or 3 hours a night. And like, that was great. But then eventually the video games kind of get old and you're like, hey, we need to do something. And so you just got to find a way to do that.
Well, and can I add something? I went to visit them in Charlotte in January. And so I don't know if you guys feel this way when they're like, oh, I got to do a post. I got to do a post. And you're like, really? I'm sitting here and like you're posting and not paying attention to me. But Zach sat at our lunch table and he didn't say one word to us and gave us 5 minutes. We both did our posts and then we put it away. So I think it's exactly what he's saying, like just communicate and letting them understand, okay, this post means that I'm going to reach X amount of people for this month and it's going to help me show my consistency, which in turn is going to help me build my goals. So when you kind of connect that, but then you respect them and turn it off, I think that they will respect you more. So
yeah, on that too, obviously everybody's goal is the financial freedom. You want the ability to just, and that's what this business offers. So my mindset for the past 1.5 years, 2 years is suck it up now, let her take care of lay the groundwork and build the foundation. And then in a couple of years, you're set. I mean, if it comes to that, I don't have to work anymore, then goddamn, it was worth it. I mean, it's just the little sacrifices. And like Danielle said and we said earlier, you have to communicate. If not, you're going to kill yourself. All right. How do we celebrate Kelsey's successes and milestones? Honestly, when we went over that last night, I said we usually go out and get drunk. There wasn't really like,
wow.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think we're at the point where we were, I don't say we expect it, but like when she hit elite, like that's a huge milestone. And like we went to dinner and just kind of like unplugged or whatever. But at the same point, like our focus shifted onto, okay, what's the next thing? And that's probably a fault on our own because you kind of have to take a step back and actually like breathe it in. And yeah, I mean,
we're not drunks.
No, we're not. But
you're all on the screen.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. We've never really had like.
Here's the thing, and I'll answer this. So he's having a hard time answering
this.
Whenever I hit this, I keep him in the know of everything that's happening. So if we're close to hitting a big goal, he's aware. He's aware of when I'm in qualification. He's aware of how far off I am. He knows when my coaches are about to make a huge advancement in their business. So like he knows right now, where's Emily at right now?
One enrolled away.
Half an enrolled. Yeah, like he knows like my coaches by their names. He knows where they're at. He knows where I'm ranked. He knows when I'm getting paid every week. He knows when I have a record-breaking week. He knows all that stuff.
But all that doesn't start in the beginning. I've grown into that too. So that's kind of something that, like I said, we're almost 3 years into it, and I'm now at that point of having an idea of where everybody's at, like how far we are from a goal. So that's something that
don't expect that overnight.
Yeah, if this business is serious to you, eventually that will come.
Yeah, but I think the way that we celebrate things is just like he knows it's coming. He is ready for it. He'll get me a bottle of champagne. Like when we hit a late, he got me a bottle of champagne. We drank champagne that night. We cheers. The next night we went out to dinner, celebrated it. But again, he's very much like me in the fact that when we hit a goal, it's like, okay, now what can we do? And we're trying to work on that and take a step back so that we can really soak in what we accomplish. But I think that's the biggest thing.
Hey, Zach, can you touch on the importance of a spouse account?
Yeah.
He does this for my team all the time.
Yeah. So a lot of, I don't know, I guess when Kelsey tells me the things that people tell her negative about spouse account, I talked to her team about it a month ago, 2 months ago. And whenever I ask them, okay, so what's your like negative or your reason for not having a spouse account? It's always because it's more money, right? That's like the main thing that everybody says. So we don't have it up. But
You can keep talking.
we were on her call that night. We hurried up and put the numbers together, and we just kind of showed like the extra income that we've gained over almost 3 years now of just having a spouse account. So yes, the first 4 or 5 months might be tight, but sign up 2 more people and you pay for your shake off. You know what I mean? That's what I know it's probably harder than it sounds, but that's where we are. And then just think about if your business grows, like where we are in 3 years now, if your business grows to a certain point, you're going to look back and be like, why the hell didn't we have a spouse account there? And how much money that you're missing out on just for having somebody's name. And another thing is that I was told when we talked about it was like the spouse didn't want to use their social security number and things like that. It's like, I don't know what the problem with that is. I guess I've never understood that. When she asked me, I was just, and maybe I was dumb to it and just like whatever, but I just gave her my information right away. And it's like, yeah, I trust you.
He didn't really have a choice. I was like, I need your social. That was hot one.
And I'm not even the first person on her. Like, there's people signed up before she actually signed me up, which makes it even worse to look at the numbers on.
Do you want to go over this with them?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so we're going to show you guys just what has happened with his account just by us having a spouse account. And I will say, I do want to preface this by saying that I have never invested a dime in either of our accounts. When it comes down to it, like I've never spent money on Shakeology or anything like that in our account. So trying to figure out how to get this top portion out. Trying to get this top portion out.
What she means by that, guys, is she's hit Success Club in both accounts every single month.
Get that out of there.
Just wanted to make that clear.
Oh, I don't know how to get that out of there. Okay, well, you guys are going to see 2017s already, but well, that's okay. Zach, you want to go? You can write this. 2014.
All right, so I guess May was when we started the spouse account.
Mm-hmm.
And like, as you can see, like $40 in May, nothing really, right?
Yeah, that's the total over there.
What's it?
That was the total for 2014.
Oh, okay. So that's was this per week?
That was per month.
Per month. So this is the total that the spouse account made in what?
2014.
I know, but how many months? 6 months? 7 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we made $498. So like, okay, that's not that much. So you're kind of like, why would I don't know. It's not anything great. You scroll to 2015 and look where you are. You're at 2,500 just in a year and a half, just for literally having a second account. Like, it's a second account you can make legit money on.
And you can see 2017 already.
Yeah.
It's already up there. It's tied already.
2016, 10,200. And that's, what am I, a 2-star diamond right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a 2-star diamond. I have t-shirts to prove it. And then if you look even further, 2017, here we are, 1st of March, and it's already at that. So that's the reason to have a spouse account.
That's, guys, too, I do want to say in 2017, I haven't sold a single challenge pack in that account this year. So 2,274 is all volume. I'm averaging a month, as you guys can see, between $700 to $900 just in team cycle bonus because of where he's placed in my downline. But again, that took us 4 years to get there. But where he's placed is extremely, extremely important. That's why we always say to sign him up as soon as possible.
Because, I mean,
that's a lot of
think about
huge growth.
There's one person above me, 2 people above me.
One.
There's one person above me, so I'm also missing out on that extra. But still, if you wait longer and longer, the spouse account will fall farther and farther in, and you're not going to get as much volume on it. So that's
because he's so high up in my downline, and girls, you're going to want to explain this to them. Like, go into your online office. I had to show him this. Like, bring him into your online office and show him this. Like, you're going to want to just like go in there and I show him where he's at and I say, look at everything that's beneath of you. And that's why you're getting that. And then you strategically stack to make him money. But again, that's far over everybody else's heads because he doesn't understand that either. But like you do it. So like I said, I haven't sold a single thing in his account this month or this year. And it's already earned $2,500 on its own just by where it's placed. So yeah, that's why we encourage the spouse account.
And I mean, it's easy to say the spouse account is crucial and important, but until you actually see the numbers and you realize what you're missing out on, what you could be making. I mean,
we just have to follow that up with Beachbody does not guarantee any sort of success or income. It's done through your hard work, diligence, and skill. Okay, now we can continue.
Do you have anything else with spouse account, Danielle, or is that?
No, I mean, I think every single one of them has it. Brittany will be signing hers up soon after that, I think. But it's just even if you guys, the point of this is even if you're not working the business, you as guys look at the potential for income growth.
Yep.
I mean, you could think of it as golf money. You can think of it as whatever, vacation money for the year, just by signing your spouse account up and letting your girl run stuff.
Exactly.
And letting it go into his account and asking him to transfer it over to you. So he has to see it come into his account every week and see what you're making in that account. That worked really well for us.
Yeah, that's great.
I was like, can you transfer over that $400 to my account, please? Every time. And it worked, right? Because it made you say, okay, she's making money in this account.
Yeah. I do think, I don't know. Yeah. I've never touched that account. I've never done anything, sold anything. That's her second business center technically. And it's just in my name. So it's definitely a must do. Favorite part about Kelsey being a Beachbody coach. God, I didn't even look at that one last night. Her mindset has completely changed. The way she even not problem solve, but her mentality she's became tenfold times more positive. Her desire to actually want more than just your standard everyday 8 to 5 jobs. So wanting to live more of your life that you have has completely changed. And just seeing her interact with her coaches and the positivity that and this kind of ties into the other question of qualities actions. Just seeing her positivity and just the way she boosts her team up, because obviously everybody's going to have negative people on their team and they probably don't fit in, but to see you actually change how people are thinking and change their mindset on everything has been, I don't know. It's tough to explain. I mean, it's growth, and she reads her personal development every day, and you see new sides to her. You see new sides come out. They grow as a person. It's just cool to watch from afar, but also close to see the development that they've turned into. And I've seen her grow from being just I'm doing Beachbody programs and doing Shakeology to now actually viewing her business as an actual business and becoming like a CEO of her business. And that whole mindset's been completely different than anything we've ever experienced. And so there's a lot of different layers to it. Yeah. Oh, and favorite part, I like the free trips. Yeah. I think you can't beat that. I mean, we have Punta Cana in April, New Orleans in July, Vegas in November.
Yeah, this will be his first summit that he's going to. So
can't wait.
It took me 3 years to get into one. He's going to one. I was like, if I'm freaking walking for Elite, you're going. He's gonna wave his little 2-star flag.
Is that everything?
Anything else?
Now's the time to ask, guys. Can you speak to what the Success Club trip is like? Because I know Richard's going this year, and then some of them are working towards it next year. Like, I think, before you go, you're like, oh, is it going to be like, Beachbody business stuff the whole time? I know you talked a little bit about it, but.
So I went into it like, okay, it's going to be like Summit, everything I heard from Summit, but on a cruise ship in the middle of the damn ocean, and there's going to be nowhere to go, right? Sorry. I remember the first morning I got up, and I think 22 Hardcore just came out, so we had done like a couple of the workouts before. I don't know if you guys have done 22 Minute Hardcore, but our room on the ship, we were on the, I don't know, how do you call it? We were exterior, so like our door was open so you could hear outside. And I had a headache that morning, and I woke up to Tony Horton yelling 22 Minute Hardcore, like all the shit he yelled in that. And I was like, what in the hell am I doing here? So that was rough. So like
it was like the 1, 2.
Yeah, and I was like, that's the last thing
I walked in the room, and he goes, "You gotta be shitting me! Is that Tony Horton?"
No, it really is a vacation. It's fun. I went last year. I went to all like the conferences. Like and don't think it's all there's like a couple conferences during the day. There's a couple workouts in the morning, so you can choose the different times. I think I did maybe 2 workouts out of the 5 days we were there. So it's not, I just did them to do them. When I go to Punta Cana, I'm probably not doing them.
Yes, you will.
Okay. There's a couple conferences during the day, and I went to all those last year. I don't know if I'll go this year, but that's it. Like the rest of your day it's a vacation. Like it's free. Like you can drink. There's food everywhere. And now that we're going to be at a resort, like obviously there's excursions. Like I said earlier, it's fun to see like the Beachbody community. Like it's a party for a week almost. Like everybody's having fun. It's not nails like Summit is and like constantly running back and forth. And you have like you can do whatever you want. There's not like a set schedule like you have to follow this. It's truly a vacation. So if you're going, you're gonna have a blast. If you're working for it for next year, or I guess year after.
They have to earn it.
Yeah. If you're working for it for the next one, make sure you do it because, like I said, you pay for the flights. And how many other – you'll never get that opportunity. So take advantage of it.
Well, I remember when Kelsey told me, Zach walked in the room and was like, whoa, you did this. So, like, you guys literally – you have to prove to these guys spending their time on this call right now how serious you are about this business, right? Like, go ahead.
That's the thing too. Like you see people do this kind of stuff and you're like, oh, that can never be me. Like that happens a lot. But like once you actually get there and you realize that, hey, we really didn't pay technically a dime for this. None of this like came out of my pocket. Like it's a free trip. Like you don't get that all the time. Hardly a lot of people will never get that. So the fact that like you'd seen it done before and then you actually were living that what you had seen, that's a cool moment for sure. And guys, like I said, there are plenty of other guys that are on these trips, so you'll meet guys like, and yeah, you'll have fun. It'll be a blast.
A real man of Beachbody.
Yeah.
Let's just put it this way. We sat at a table of 12 every single night and pretty much ordered 3 dinners per person, 3 desserts per person, all the bread and wine. Like, it was not a beach body trip for those of you guys thinking that way.
It's not at all. You do that. I think you probably do the exact opposite of what you would do at like a beach body conference and things like that. Like it's, hey, let's kill our bodies for a few days rather than making them better. Sorry, it's true.
Let's open it up. What other questions do you guys have when we have Zach on here? You can type them in the chat if you don't feel comfortable asking. But
Yeah, guys, feel free to ask him. If you guys are sitting there kind of like, those two are full of shit, but I really need to know this answer to this, go ahead and ask, because like that's what we're here for.
Zach was just as nervous about this call as you guys probably were. So he's pretty much rocked it.
It's a lot easier to talk about it in person with people than it is on a computer screen. So I don't know. I mean, you guys are all used to it now. I don't know. I get nervous every time I do it, even to her team, which I like know pretty much everybody, or at least majority of them. Still, just to kind of get grilled there for a little bit.
I think that too, and I want to just add this little tidbit in, is like he's telling you guys what to do, but I guess like I need to say this too. It's like we can sit here and we can be like, you need to do this and you need to do this, but ladies, like you have to prove them wrong. Like you have to make sure that if they're going to do all that stuff for you and they're going to believe in you and they're going to trust in you, that like you better back up your talk. Like if you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk. And I think that's the one thing, is that every single time that I told him I was going to do something, I did it. Like if I was like, I'm going to make this happen, I'm quitting my job, he literally, like he told you guys, gave me 2 months. He sat me down at my celebratory dinner that I retired my job and told me that he gave me 2 months to match my income or I'd have to go back to work. And that's something that he should do, right? That's something you have to think, you have to look out for the family. But I literally was like, in my brain, I was like, challenge accepted. I'm never going back there again. So what I did is I busted my butt. I backed it up. And every single time that I decided I was going to do something and make something happen for our team, I walked the walk and I talked the talk. So I think that's the biggest thing, is like, yes, men, we need you. We need you to support us. We need you to back us up. But ladies, like if you're not actually doing the work, like it's really hard for them to support you. So just make sure that you kind of keep that in the back of your mind too, is that they don't want to see that their money's getting flushed down the toilet, you know? So I think that's the biggest thing too, is making sure that everybody is on the same equal playing field. If you guys want this, be a team together. Like we're a team. You will never ever see him sell a challenge pack. For the love of God, no. He will not do it. He will not promote my stuff. He will not be like, he's not even the kind of person that would probably give me a referral. He just doesn't do that stuff, right? He just does, that's not what he wants to be a part of. But if I'm sitting here and I hand him a spreadsheet and I say, hey, can you run my numbers for me? He'll do that in a second. He'll wear a T25 shirt to the gym. He'll go on these trips. I'll make him wake up and drag him to the workouts in the morning with me. And as much as he complains about it, he likes that stuff. It's fun. It's fun to do together because it's a bond that we have together, and he's watched this happen for me. So make sure if you're making, and also just make sure that if you're asking this of him, that you're backing it up. And 2, just make sure that you're supporting him and his work too. You have to make sure this is very, very balanced. So this goes into a lot of relationship goals, a lot of relationship development. I think that goes along with personal development. And the last thing I'm going to say is don't force him to do anything he doesn't want to do. Just don't. Because it will come back to bite you in the ass. Because when they're ready to come around, they'll come around. They will. So take what you can get, even if it's just a text message saying that they're proud of you. Screenshot it, print it off just so you can look at it whenever he's having a bad day. That's the stuff that's important, honestly. So just remember that stuff. Thank you.
Anything else, guys? I mean, that was like mic drop as usual.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome. I knew it would be, obviously, because I've gotten to see them grow. And like, if you guys have any doubts in your mind, like don't hesitate to reach out. I'm sure Zach, if you want to talk to Zach one-on-one, I'm sure he would.
Well, message me and then I'll show it because he won't see it.
Yeah, of course. But if you guys have any other questions.
It's not us telling you what to do. You have to do it on your own terms and learn it over time. And my biggest thing to the guys is just have an open mind to the whole process. Because if you close it off at the beginning, you're going to regret it down the line. So just have the open mind, support them. In the end, it'll be gravy. It's all worth it.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you all for spending your night with us. And thank you, Zach and Kelsey, for sharing. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to, since we'll miss each other in Punta Cana, I'll see you in Vegas, or Summit, New Orleans.
See ya, Nola.
Yeah, I think every single one of these people will be there. So exciting stuff. Thank you guys for hopping on. I appreciate it. And go take this information, use it, and rock your week. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you.